What credit score do I need to purchase a house? I don't know. How big of a house are you trying to buy? No, I am Mortgage Murphy. I am a veteran turned loan officer in the state of Tennessee. I do loans nationwide, and I'm here to explain everybody's favorite topics about just things with mortgages, which include your credit score. Super fun, exciting stuff. We're a little more casual today. Usually we're all dressed up, but we got some yard work and some gymming to do, so we're not doing that today. All right, so let's get into this. First is you don't have a singular credit score. When your credit gets pulled, there are 3 different bureaus, and you are getting pulled from each one. We have Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So with those, right, that's 3 separate numbers. We can't just pick the best one. We don't just pick the worst one. We pick the middle one, right? Same thing as if you were applying for a home loan with your spouse. That's 6 numbers, 3 for you, 3 for them. Same thing. We just simply have to figure it out. So if we have a 640, 680, 700, obviously we're just going to pull that middle one, and that is what we are going to do. So conventional loans, the typical minimum is a 620, right? The thing with that is, in this entire video, is the higher your score, the better rate you're probably going to get. It's one of those things that it deeply ties in there. If you have somebody who has a 620 versus an 800, most times that 800 is going to get a better deal. FHA loans. So this one is a little more different than what we just went over because this one has 2 numbers actually. So if you are between a 500 and a 579, you can still qualify. You're just going to have to put 10% down, which is a lot. If you have 580 or plus, it's only 3.5% down. FHA is great for first-time home buyers, but it does kind of knife you a little bit when it comes to that down payment if you have bad credit. And if you do, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. We can help you. So VA loans. For VA loans, there is no official minimum score set by the VA. But also, if you've been a part of this channel, you understand that nobody cares what the VA says. The VA isn't the one who is giving you the loan. Easy as that, right? So there's something called a lender overlay, right? And it is basically the lender saying, hey, I understand that these fake numbers, the minimum number is 500. I don't want to deal with that. I want my minimum for you to use me to be 537, right? You got to think of it from their side, right? They are making an investment. You're making an investment. Usually, in most cases, it's not a direct connection. The higher credit score, the more financially stable you are. In most cases, right? Not all of them. But yes, for the VA, there's nothing. Lender overlays is anywhere from that 580 to 620. Personally, for myself, a 580 is all that I've ever seen, right? So what your credit score actually does. You're saying, Murphy, okay, that's great. You're throwing numbers at me. What? I don't get it. Well, congratulations. I'm going to throw more numbers at you, right? Your credit score doesn't just determine if you can buy a home. It affects your interest rate. It affects your monthly payments because your interest rate is tied to your monthly payments. Duh. And how much you can qualify for. There are a lot of things when it comes to getting qualified for a home loan, right? You have your debt to income. You have your credit score. And I'm not going to get into it, but your credit score is arguably very, very important. Debt to income is more important as long as you can get those minimum credit scores, right? So even in small cases, your score can make a giant difference. Like we just said, I mean, if you're what did we just say? A 579, you got to put 10% down for FHA. You get one more point, you're an 800, 3.5% down. That's a pretty good deal, right? So real talk, I see it all the time, right? People get embarrassed or shy when we talk finances, and that's not how I do it. I have seen literally the lowest credit score I have seen was 102. Don't know how. Obviously, I wasn't able to get them a house, but I was able to help them, and heck, I mean, even if you double that, 202 still, whatever. But you do not need perfect credit to buy a house. I've seen people from the 580 to 620 range all the time. And if your credit isn't where you want it to be right now, there's a couple of things that you can do. Caveat, I am not a financial advisor. I know a lot of financial advisors. I talk to a lot of financial advisors. I help my clients boost their credit if there's some obvious things that need to be done. You got to pay off some loans, or you simply have to call the credit bureau and be like, hey, this report is wrong because I paid this off 3 years ago and it just hasn't updated. Things like that. But there are a lot of things that you can do, and I'm not personally the one to go in depth. Find yourself a financial advisor, sit down with them, credit repair. As long as they know what they're talking about, which I would assume most of them do, right? It basically, there are ways around it. I've seen somebody's credit jump up, 100 points, and it took 6 months. And, we went from the 5s, we got that 620, perfect. Got them conventional, we are good to go. So that's what I would advise you to do next. If you think you have good credit, or you're ready for that next step, I would love to help you out. Again, I am Mortgage Murphy. I am licensed in Tennessee, but I do commercial and residential loans nationwide except for New Jersey. So links are below. You want to, hang out, talk shop or whatnot, I would love to help you. But I got a new catchphrase, right? Oh, I forgot what it was. Don't mortgage alone, mortgage with Murphy. All right. Peace. Lates. See ya.